Hello friends, so I am with a very dear friend of mine, Joescher Chee. Hi Joescher.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the Ravi Chopra show. So Joescher has been a very dear friend of mine. We met a couple of months ago, but meeting him definitely changed my life. Joescher has been doing some very crazy stuff since last couple of years. So let's hear more from the guy himself, Joescher.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start from?
So can you just tell me a little background about yourself, who you are, what you have been doing, and what you currently do?
Okay. I started my business when I was 23.
Okay.
So for the past 11, 12 years, I'm a strategy consultant.
Okay.
So I evolved from marketing to brand consultant. Now I'm a strategy consultant. So strategy consultant meaning that we help clients to look at their strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy simply means a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
So in short is to answer the 5 big questions for every business.
Okay.
Where do you want to be? Why do you want to get there?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you right now?
Mm-hmm.
How are you getting there? Or are you getting there? So these are the 5 big questions. Of course, I'm oversimplifying it.
Mm-hmm.
There are many elements in the 5 questions. So we help clients to transform their business. So that's what I do. For the past 11 to 12 years, I work with over 200 brands across 23 industries. So from F&B, telco, animal welfare, building material, fashion, entertainment, and so on and so forth.
Let me just tell the audience. So we met because of an event called Strategy Masterclass. He has an event wherein he trains business owners, and that's a really expensive workshop that I came across personally. It's for $5,000 for a 2-day workshop, 3 days. So what exactly is Strategy Masterclass? Can you just brief me about that?
Okay, good. Maybe I should just quickly share how the masterclass come into play.
Sure.
I was doing the consulting jobs, and of course, 7 years ago, I started to meet my mentor, which is his name is Kate Siva. So he's a global strategy consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So he consult global city, country, or MNC, multinational companies.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years ago, he started to mentor me,
Okay.
and slowly we get into projects, consulting project together. But every year we only take 3 clients. So because, like I said, the 5 questions sound simple, but it's a lot of work to
But
do.
why only 3 clients?
Good question. Because what we do is very comprehensive.
Okay.
So like I said, every time when we start with a client, every company has only challenges or opportunity in 4 areas, which is the direction of the company,
Mm-hmm.
the management, the structure, and the perception.
Okay.
So in order to handle all that, it takes a lot of time. So it's either it's a simple project, it takes 3 months up to 18 months.
Okay.
So it's a very comprehensive project, and we want to give our best. We just want to do the best. Instead, we want to take 3 clients every time in one go.
So what exactly do you do for companies? You used to help them strategize their vision, execution, processes. Where exactly do you help them?
Yeah, in whatever, all the time you say is that our goal is to help them to achieve where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in order to achieve where they want to be, we will look at all these areas. Like I said, direction. Let's say I'm simplifying it. Direction include vision, a lot of your internal department structure, then the management, how you manage a company. Some companies have great vision, but they don't know how to manage. But some companies don't have direction. You won't be surprised. Some even billion-dollar company or multi-billion-dollar company, they might not have a direction after a while, because maybe their vision is that I want to be a billion-dollar company. And when they arrive, okay, so now what next?
No.
So direction is one, and more so in this current economy and current world, there's so many indirect competitor coming up. So the direction that I wanted to go, does that still make sense for us now as a company? So direction is one. Then management. The way you manage a 10% company, a 500% company, 1,000, a 10,000 is different.
Definitely,
So that's why the management, the skill is different. And structure, business structure and brand structure. So structure determines the size of the company. A lot of companies get stuck because of the structure.
Okay.
So then last is perception. Perception is internal perception or external perception.
Okay.
So internal include your staff, how people look at you and your, and external include your customer, your supplier. So we only need to find a mismatch. Internal you may think that you're very good, but external they might think you're not that good. Or the other way around. But the whole thing is you should match. So perception is under branding. Okay. So but the rest is business. So that is all we do. But of course, doing all this, the goal is to bring them to where they want to be. But not only bring them to where they want to be, but bring them there arrive the destination, as Catherine said, in style. Because a lot of entrepreneurs and businessmen, they arrive the destination with scars. Of course, not literally. I mean, some even literally, health got problems. So, but if you have a strategy, in short, is that we want to help them to go through the road less traveled.
So you're trying to make the journey more simplified and smoother in the vision, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And higher chance to success, because they might not even reach there. So higher chance to success and lower chance of failure. That is the whole idea. Correct.
And you recently came to Dubai.
Correct.
So what made you come to Dubai?
Good question. So this time I said I was doing consulting because we only can take 3. So what we do is that we need to say no to a lot of clients every year. So after a while we thought, how can we help those clients? Because we only can 3 every time. How many clients can we take in our lifetime? So what we do is that 4 years ago we started another business. It's called Strategy Masterclass for CEOs and entrepreneurs. So basically it's a 3 days, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 36 hours, high intensive.
12 hours. That's a very long time.
And 36 hours in 3 days. So it's a very, we call it an accelerated learning and a high intensive, high impact program. So inside we teach, and of course people are thinking, oh, I can't do it all by myself, just 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, I said you don't need to. As long as you apply 5-10%, then you are better than your competitors. So that's the whole idea of how it started.
So before this, what is the background? Because what you're talking are some big number and some big activities, but you need to have something very robust or something very inspirational to take this path.
Yeah, you meaning the business or consulting or the
So overall in life, before masterclass, what made you choose this journey? Because creating leaders itself in a very big task. It's not easy to motivate people, inspire people, and make them leaders.
Yeah.
So what made you take this path?
Okay. Good question. I think the story will go back when I was 17. I think I got kicked out of school when I was 17.
Okay.
I was just a dropout. I don't know whether you consider dropout. Dropout is that you drop by yourself. This one is I got kicked out of school. So I don't know whether it's considered.
But again, it's an inspirational case of a school dropout training leaders into for the
because,
company.
The reason I got kicked out because I involved in a fight. I involved in a gang fight.
Okay.
But right after I got kicked out, of course I didn't change. I'm still a bad guy at the time. So one time I was in the car, and I was suddenly surrounded by a group of gangsters with knives and samurai long knives. And I was sitting at the back, and the moment I realized they start to crash the car and the glass and I was sitting at the back. It's a 2-door car. I was sitting at the back, so I cannot run. I cannot open. But even I open the door, there's no use because they are surrounded by the roof. Some is standing up to the car, some is at the side. So the whole car is crashed. I just covered my head, and after a few seconds, I just looked up and I saw a knife coming to my face. So that time I really thought that's it, man. My life is ended there. So of course I didn't die. If not, today will be a ghost story. It's not a real story anymore. You can't interview a spirit today. Anyway, but I didn't die. But of course, I ran out of the car after a while. My whole face was blood. My whole shirt was dripping blood everywhere. Of course, but then of course I go to the hospital. Then during the stitching time, of course I want to distract myself, not to feel the pain. My head was injured. So I was thinking, wow, what if I would just die just now? Then I wasted my life. I was just 17 at the time. So I said, I was come to this world, I have not do anything, I have not given any value, I not help anyone. In fact, I have so much problem to my family. My mom always cried in the house. Every day she's crying, waiting for me home. And I just take the car without license and drive the car. So I just think that, wow, life is so short. Then I asked myself this question. I said this question is everyone. In some point of your life, you will ask this question, but most of the time, it's only under 2 conditions. But it's very similar condition. One is, right before the moment you die, you will ask this question. Second is, if touch wood, doctor diagnosed with cancer, say there's 6 more months, you will ask this question. And the question is this: what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here on earth? Because we are so busy every day, we don't ask this question, we are just work, so busy. But the moment you stop and you look at, what's the purpose of my life? And on the other way I'm asking is, does my life matter? And the answer then is very simple, it's no. Because I ask myself, if I'm gone, will anyone be sad except my family? The answer is no. In fact, some will celebrate. that time because my
Okay.
opening gang will celebrate.
Yes.
So then I start to ask the next most important question: how can I make my life better? That question started the whole journey. I go back to college. Of course, it's very tough for me because I was not studying for the past so many years.
Mhm.
So I done my best. In the first 1-2 years, even no matter how hard I try, I still fail. Then I said, wow, people take 3 hours, I take 9 hours, but I still fail because the foundation was bad. So after I keep doing it, and then I met some good mentor to help me, and I would just take off. Then when I moved to the other college, I would just I don't say I would be a top student, but it's quite good student. And I mix with the right people. I go to find who are the one who look, the time I call nerd, who look like the nerd and the good in study. I just go there, okay, I make friends with you. So anyway, then from there, it just take off. Then I started my company immediately.
Okay.
And I attended a lot of this program on leadership. And when I started, I think when I was 21 or 22 years old, I attended the program. It cost me about 6 to 10,000. I forgot.
Okay. Ringgit?
Ringgit. The time is very big to me,
Yeah.
and all those money is the money that my mom saved for me since young. All the we call it ang pao. Ang pao is the red packet. Then Chinese New Year, the people put the money in the red packet as a blessing.
Oh.
So this is a Chinese tradition.
Okay.
So you put $1, 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, 10 ringgit. Depending on mom will give you 50 ringgit, 100 ringgit. So she have kept over the years, and there's 10,000 there. And I took all this for 2 programs. One is a professional program, I think 4,000 for 10 weeks. The other one is 6,000, a leadership program for 3 months.
Okay.
So the mom said, no, you can't use all the money, it's for your marriage. No, I said, this is too small for my marriage. My wedding should be, we need more money, isn't it? I'm just kidding. I said, please mom, invest, trust me, invest. The best investment is to invest in me, invest in myself. I said, I will make the money back, please. So then she agreed. But after the leadership program, I started before the leadership program, I already started my company.
Okay.
So that took me off, and the first project I took was 30,000.
Ringgit.
So ringgit. So
Good enough.
already 3 times the investment.
Mm.
So of course you keep going on. That's why I always tell people, learning and growth is something that you just cannot miss it. You must do it.
So have you been working with them since for last 7 years?
Yes, and now we're still working with them. In fact, we still have a project with them now, consulting them for the next level. Of course, together now with my mentor. Last 7 years was just me. Then, that's why this client and this project is really close to my heart, because 7 years ago, before I said it, the result I haven't finished. They listed, and their share price rose from 65 cents to 1 ringgit 40 cents, double up and more in 1 year time. So,
Nice.
and this client is really close to my heart, because we started as a client and become very close friends, and we meet every month. And 7 years ago, suppose I actually interviewed Karthik to work on this project, because I'm finding an opportunity that I can work with Karthik together. So then the time he said, maybe maybe I don't use the mentor, I just use the mentee will do. So he engaged me for the 7 years, and now he just started, in fact 2 months ago we just started a project together with myself and Karthik, together with him, because it's listed, they have more resources, and he's doing very well. But this type of people have different thinking. A lot of people, when they don't do well, they want to get consultant. But this is the type of people who really think differently. They are doing so well, and they still want to engage consultant. They say, the next 5-10 years, I want to even do better. So that is.
So you just named a person named Karthik. Who's Karthik?
Karthik Siva is, like I said, my mentor. He is a global strategist. I met him. Actually, I know his name for long. I just met him 7 years ago. I know his name since I was college, when I was 20. Because the time there's this crazy big forum happening in Singapore. It's called Global Brand Forum.
Okay.
And that time there are people like big name like Elgo, Vice President of America, and the founder of Body Shop, Dame Adida Rodin, of course she's passed away. And there's people like Jack Trout, Al Rice, the people who set the term positioning, and people like founder of Wikipedia, Jimmy Wales, and all these big people are coming to Singapore. So I said, wow, I wish I can attend this forum. And then I know the founder is Karthik Siva, this person named Karthik Siva. So of course I don't know him, I just know him, but I couldn't afford when I was college. I remember it's about 4,000 Sing dollar, so about 10 plus thousand ringgit. I mean, as a student, that is my one term fee.
Yeah.
So I said I couldn't afford, but I keep following up, and I still remember after the event, they actually post a slide on the website for everyone to see. Of course, you cannot see the video, but I thought, wow, this guy is very generous. So I just had these thoughts, that's all. And a few years down the road, when I started to work, then one time, Malaysia invite him to come to Malaysia to raise the strategy standard in Malaysia. So that time they were
Strategy for the country?
yeah, but not strategy for country. In a lot of companies, marketing, brand, they are strategists in the company. So maybe, but it's very rare. 300 people company, they have just one strategist. Because you just strategize, so they just have one. So, but in Malaysia, they have not much. In fact, the time we come, and all the strategists came 20 over in the whole country, just 20 over of them. So, and Kate came, and they invited 5 different strategists from different country and different big company, MNC. And Kate was the head of them. Of course, they're not in the same company, it's just because of the knowledge and skill, he just guided this whole team. And all of them are global strategy director, or regional strategy director. So then he started to share his case study. Wow, I said that is my dream job. So that is how after that I just went to him. The first time I didn't, the second time I went to him, I said, Kate, I want to share with you my dream. So he said, I'm rushing to airport. So I got rejected, but in my mind I said, I don't have anyone that can bring me to where I want to be. So I just taken my skin, I said, can I fetch you to airport?
Okay.
So he said, my driver is waiting. The second rejection. So I said, wow, should I go or should I just stand still? So of course, again, I said, this is my dream, I want to pursue my dream. I said, why, can you ask your driver to go, I fetch you?
Okay.
So anyway, then she looked at me, he looked at me, I looked at him. After a while, I said, okay, let's go. I just need to take my luggage from the driver's car. So, of course, I drive very slowly to the airport. I tell Kate, can you be my, I said, I have a dream to brand country, to advise country leaders. I said, can you be my mentor? I expect him to say no, so I said, doesn't matter if you say no, I'll keep going to Singapore and wherever he goes to find him. But he said yes. So he said, I like to teach people, especially passionate people like me. So I thought it's a real yes, so I was very happy.
Nice.
So anyway, somehow I put in the Twitter at the time, I shamelessly asked Kate Siva to be my mentor and she said yes. But after the 4 years, he was so busy, every year I only get to meet him once, flying around. I think also because I felt, he didn't say that, I felt he's also testing me. Because I think there are thousands of people want him to mentor. So I just keep chasing after him, pursuing him. So until 3-4 years ago, 2014, we started to do this together, Strategy Masterclass. So we co-founded this. But first he's the main speaker, 98% of the content is his speak. I have to organize. I also take the host in the class and also take some content of the class. So that's how we get very close. And also we work on, but because of that, we also work on a lot of started other projects. So far we have completed 5-6 projects, consulting projects together. But that decision really changed my life. And really in my career.
So last 2 days I have been with Joescher actually, and the kind of stuff he teaches, the kind of mentoring he does, it's crazy. I have never seen such kind of information from anyone. So Joescher, I would request you, can you please share one life-changing advice with the people watching this video?
Okay, if I was to sum up one word, okay, I can talk about business, I can talk about strategy, I can talk about this, I can talk about life. But I think one biggest question everyone has said you need to ask, I was sum up in this, and this in fact not from me, it's from my wife. That's why you need a good wife, you need a wise wife. Because I like to interview my wife, even right now, every time we go out, I'll have a book written that I have a passion for Connie Rhea Forrest, is my wife. Now it's Joescher Chee, it's become my wife. So I have a book to write down a question that what color she like, what is favorite food, if you were to meet one person who would want to be. So I just have a lot of questions to answer. So I remember one of the questions I answered is that if you want to leave an advice to the future generation after you go, what will be your purpose? What will be your message? Or I forgot. Another question is that if you want to give advice to women, because she has a heart for women, so she said, know your purpose and live your purpose. So that becomes my life tagline. I just always ask people, my message is really close to me. That's why I think why God sent it to me, because we are just right. You say, know your purpose and live your purpose. If I give one advice to all the audience here, probably most of us from India and all around the world, but I think really know your purpose and live your purpose. Ask this question, what's the purpose of my life? It's not an easy question, but you need to start asking as early as you can. But it's not late. 50 years old, 60 years old, just start asking, and does my life matter? And third question is, how can I make my life better? Whatever the answer came up with, it will make you live a more fulfilled life.
So guys, that's a very beautiful message. Live your purpose, know the purpose of your life. we all live for ourselves, but what if we could help others in our journey?
Yeah.
We could create leaders. So Joescher has some interesting ideas ahead. Joescher, wishing you very best for your life journey ahead.
Thank you.
And I hope I'll be able to make it to his event. That's a costly one, so I'll have to arrange it.
Yes,
Okay.
welcome.
So pleasure to meet you, Joescher. See you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, do subscribe and like the video. Thank you.